Hi everyone, it's Laura, and today I'm here to talk about Cinnamon Bun Book Store. So this book is the follow-up to the Pumpkin Spice Cafe, and I wasn't exactly that impressed by that book, and I only gave it 3.5 stars, and so I was hesitant. I bought both of them at the same time since they seemed very fall themed, and so I was eager to try it, even though I know that there's a Christmas one, the Christmas Tree Farm or something, and another one coming out in the spring. But because I wasn't that thrilled with the pumpkin spice, I wasn't exactly looking forward to this book, but I was very pleasantly surprised. So this book is about Hazel, who is one of Logan's friends from the first book. He was the male love interest in that book, and this is one of his best friends, Hazel. And so I believe he said she's not originally from the town. I think she said she was 9 when she moved to Dream Harbor. And so she felt like a little outcast at first too. And her and Logan were each other's first friends in this new town. But now Hazel's father is the crazy mayor who has dream prophecies that he bases decisions off of, and they're fully integrated into the town at this point. But she is the main female love interest in this book, and then her male love interest is Noah. And Noah is a fisherman, and kind of a fisherman. He runs tours on a fishing boat. They're often fishing tours, and he showed up a few years ago, and so not a lot is known about his backstory before we start this book. All that is really known about him is that he has a reputation of being a playboy around town, and he never hooks up with the locals. It's only tourists, because obviously he can't commit to anything long term. We got the hints of it in the first book that Noah has an attraction to Hazel. And in the first book, Logan even warns him, like, hey, don't mess around with her if you're not serious. And Noah at that time kind of responded, like, what makes you think I'm not serious? And they're like, well, we know about you. But he's gone through the effort of basically once a week going in and ordering a book and picking up books because Hazel works at the local bookstore. And so this book kind of takes place after the first book, clearly, and he's continuing to come in, and he thinks he's been very clear in showing his attraction to Hazel, but Hazel, despite feeling attraction back, tries to not play into it too much because she doesn't know if he's serious or if he's just being flirtatious, kind of buying into the playboy persona. And so she even straight up asks him at one point, do you even read the books that you buy here? And he says yes, and it turns out that he does. And so this book is about them, and Hazel is about to turn 30 in 2 months' time after the beginning of this book. And at that point, she herself basically calls it almost like a quarter-life crisis, where she worries that she's kind of stuck in life because she moved here with her father, and she was a good student, but kept her head down, and she went to school. She's been working in her bookstore, I believe she said even for like 15 years or something, and through the different owners, and she's basically the bookstore manager at this point. But she's a creature of routine and doesn't do anything that's risk-taking, and she just kind of worries that she missed out on all of the fun that other people have in their 20s. So what happens is one day she finds a book in the romance section at the bookstore with a dog-eared corner, and then when she opens up to that page, a line is highlighted, and it's something about adventure, and she's like, well, this seems to be a sign, but I don't know what to do. and she just kind of sits on it, and then another book with another dog-eared corner and another line shows up highlighted. And Noah happens to be in the store at the time that she finds the second book, also in like a racy romance book. So she's flustered about that. And she enlists his help in basically living out 2 months of reckless fun, because he's a fun guy that has a Playboy reputation and can kind of help break her out of her shell. And so he agrees, and part of the mystery is figuring out who is leaving these clues for her and seeing how these two characters get closer to one another. And like I said, I like this one a lot more than the Pumpkin Spice Cafe. And I don't know if part of it is because I didn't particularly like Jeannie in the first book and couldn't relate to her as much. And even Logan was kind of standoffish. But in this book, I related a lot to Hazel, because unlike her, I mean, I had my fun in college. I don't really feel like I missed out on anything, but I have always tended to take the safer path in life and go for the safe option and not take risks. So I wonder if it was something about her character that spoke to me, because I know when I turned 30, I had similar thoughts of this wasn't exactly what I had pictured for myself when I was going to be 30, you know, way back when I was younger or anything. And so I related a lot to her. And then Noah, he was surprisingly sweet, and I liked learning more about his backstory and his insecurities. And like anything, of course, there has to be something that stops them from professing their love too early or anything. And it's basically the insecurities of Hazel has never been felt desired by people. She's always basically considered herself cute, and her past romances have not been anything other than people with similar mindsets, and they basically fizzle out after a while. So nothing romantic or passionate or anything like that. So she has a hard time believing that she can inspire any of those feelings in Noah. And then likewise, Noah, it's not really a spoiler, but he kind of considers himself the family disappointment. And so even though he runs a successful tourism fishing business, he wonders what he has that he can truly offer to Hazel as a romantic partner. And so that kind of keeps him, you know, from going for it all out. So I was really pleasantly surprised by this book, and now I am torn about whether or not I'm interested in the third book. I suppose I must give it a try, since I did enjoy this book, because I was all ready to give up on this series and to unhaul them both, but now I actually want to hold on to this book because I really enjoyed it. The next book will be The Christmas Tree Farm. Yeah, is with Kira North as the character, and she was introduced very briefly in a town meeting in this book. So she seems very loud and outspoken in that book, so I don't know how I'll feel about her story, especially because the two characters in that story appear to be people that aren't from Dream Harbor, so it's not kind of the characters or the town players that I've gotten used to from the first two books. But I guess since I like this one so much, I'll have to give the third one a shot and go from there, because I did really enjoy this. So I will give it a 4.5, and I believe that's all my thoughts on this book. On a quick aside though, I have no idea where I can place them, where it will actually show up in the video, but I did buy these two things at the store recently, Oogie Boogie and Jack Skellington, and I just find them adorable. I needed to share with someone. I mean, of course, it kind of makes me feel like Carter Kench with Squishmallows, but they're adorable. So they've been chilling out here in my room, but I felt kind of sad that they didn't show up on camera anywhere, so I needed to highlight them. Walmart. But that's it for this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.